Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to talk about the match between Barcelona and Alaves, because in this game, Barcelona is going to be playing at home. This is going to be considered as the first game without Ronald Koeman. Yes, Ronald Koeman, again, he is no longer the coach. Barcelona, right, these players are going to have to survive on their own without a real coach. Now, we do have a temporary coach named Xavi Hernandez, which I believe he will do well within these next 2 games. Is it true that this temporary coach is not having the best time with Barcelona B? Yes, it is true, but I think that with these players that we do have, seeing the momentum that these players are carrying, seeing that these players want to start something fresh, we could come out with a great result. We could come out with a great win, achieve the 3 points, and move forward from there. But before we go into that topic, I do want to talk about the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is considered as the best football app you could find within the App Store when it does come to the latest player news, team stats, player stats, any tournament that you do want to follow. It is all compact within the OneFootball app. And for those of you guys who are in the UK, you guys would also be able to see La Liga highlights if you guys are following either FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, Real Sociedad. If you guys are in the UK, you would be able to see those teams' highlights. And again, all of this is going to be compact within the OneFootball app. The link is going to be down in the description box down below. By clicking that link, you guys would also be able to support this YouTube channel. But now let's get back into the video. And these past 48 hours, they have been wild. Like what we have seen regarding Xavi's future and Koeman's future and Joan Laporta's statements and Pep Guardiola's statements, which we are going to be talking about later down this video, it has been considered as unexpected. Many of us did not expect us to be in this position, to be in a position where we are going to be seeing a brand new Barcelona in about 3 to 4 weeks. But look, as for this game, it's going to be very difficult, right? It's going to be difficult to understand just how Barcelona is going to approach Alaves, because again, we do not have a real coach where we are going to be having a direction. Everything that we are going to be doing for the next 2 games it's only going to be for a short term. Like these plans, the strategies, the tactics, it's just short term because we're going to be having a brand new coach in about 3 to 4 games later. Like, how is the intensity going to be? Are the players going to look confused on the field? Are we going to see the players overcomplicate things and potentially not even play well? Or could we see the opposite? Could we see Xavi Hernandez get these players into the necessary level? And that is something that we're going to have to see, right? We're going to have to see Barcelona perform at a very good level, because within these next 2 games, we can't just be like, oh, we just have a temporary coach. We're going to be having a real coach in about 6 to 7 days. So it does not even matter how we win these next 2 games, or even if we lose, it doesn't really matter. When it does matter, it matters for us to win these next 2 games, because if we lose against Alaves, we're going to be in a very dangerous spot within La Liga. If we lose or tie against Dinamo Kiev, which we're going to be away, we're going to be in a very horrible position within the Champions League, and to the point where we may not even be in the Champions League after that match. So ultimately, this is going to be my conclusion for this game. Because we do not know how Barcelona is going to be approaching Alaves, the one thing that I do ask coming from this team is to just play well, to enjoy your football, to be competitive, to not feel like Alaves is being more superior to you. We want to have that great mentality. We want to see a brand new Barcelona. And Alaves has not even been doing so well. They have only experienced about 3 wins within La Liga, so they're not in their best form. And so as for Barcelona, where are they currently at? There are 2 players that have been highly talked about over the past 24 hours, and that is regarding Dembele and Ansu Fati. And Xavi Hernandez has spoken about these 2 players within the press conference today, and this is what he said, and I quote, "Dembele has trained and could be in the squad versus Alaves. Ansu Fati did not train with the group and won't be available tomorrow." So starting with Ansu Fati, again, he has not trained with the group. I do think that this club is taking precautionary measures, which does make sense, because even I did say Ansu Fati should not be playing in this game. He should be receiving some rest, because if he's going to be having some sort of discomfort, there is no reason to try and force Ansu Fati back onto the pitch. We have already made those mistakes with Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. As for Dembele, I also do not think that Dembele should be rushed back onto the field. I do believe that if Dembele were to actually play against Alaves, I would say no more than 15 minutes. It should be the exact same process like Ansu Fati. Slowly integrate this player back onto the field. And so we have to be responsible. We have to take care of these players, because look, we have heard reports before about Xavi Hernandes, who is rumored to be the next coach for Barcelona. He wants to have Ansu Fati and Dembele under his team, right? Under his starting 11. He believes that these 2 are very important players for his version of FC Barcelona. And as a club, as Barcelona, they have to be responsible. They have to give Xavi the best options, the best position in order for him to succeed. So Xavi Hernandez has also given us a peek on how the dressing room is, like what is their mindset, how are they doing, how do they feel about Koeman's exit away from this club. How are the players feeling on the field? How are the players feeling during the training sessions, right? Because everything is just different. There's different sensations. There's a different feeling within the club. And Sergi Barjuan did say that he just wants these players to have maximum intensity. He wants to have these players be loyal to the style of play. He wants these players to be more together than ever, which they have been doing. But now this is going to lead us towards the predicted starting 11. What type of starting 11 could we see Sergi Barjuan place on the field? Because again, we do not know. We have no idea. Everything that is going to be happening for the next 2 games, it's only going to be temporary. We're probably going to be seeing a much different starting 11 in about 3 to 4 weeks, but here's going to be the most possible starting 11 that we could see. We could see Ter Stegen in goal. The defensive line is going to be Serginho Dest on the left back position, Garcia and Piquet as the center back duo, Mingueza as the right back. As for the midfield, we could see Busquets, Nico Gonzalez, and Gavi, and then the front 3 could be Yusuf Demir on the right wing, Memphis as the striker, and Coutinho as the left winger. And so some things to point out. The reason why I did place Serginho Dest on the left back position is because we have seen Jordi Alba suffer some sort of like knee pain, and I just do not want to continue to force Jordi Alba onto the pitch, and so it makes more sense to have Dest on the left and then have Mingueza play as the right back. As for the midfield, I would like to see Nico Gonzalez and Gavi. Nico, in the previous game, he has been playing tremendously well. He deserves minutes, and that is it. As for the front 3, I do expect to see Coutinho on the left wing because I think that his best position within a 4-3-3 system, it is going to be on the left wing. I would also like to see Sergio Aguero come in later in this match, maybe come in for a player like Coutinho or maybe Memphis, maybe Yusuf Demir, it could be for whoever, and then they can switch positions. But now I do want to move on towards the next phase of this video, right? The other half of this video, and we are going to be talking about Pep Guardiola and Joan Laporta, 2 big figures who have given their opinions regarding Xavi's hiring and the situation of Ronald Koeman. To be more specific, Guardiola did speak on Xavi Hernandez's potential hiring, and Joan Laporta has spoken about the situation of Ronald Koeman. So it is going to be very interesting. And so this is what Pep Guardiola had to say about Xavi Hernandez, and I quote, "I have no doubts he is ready to coach Barcelona. He knows the way football works. He knows the club's environment, and he has more experience than I had when I arrived on the bench." And so basically Pep Guardiola did say everything that we have been talking about on this channel. He has been basically saying that Xavi Hernandez, he knows the brand. He knows how to execute this type of brand on the field. He is not just someone who has played within this system, and that is basically it. Without Xavi Hernandez, this brand would have never existed. This type of football would have never existed if Xavi Hernandez were to never become that player that we did see 7 to 8 years ago. He was in the roots of all of this success. He understood, and when you understood how this style of play could be implemented, you're also going to be having the capability as a coach to implement the exact same ideas to the other players. And so Pep Guardiola is having high praises for Xavi Hernandez to become the coach of Barcelona. And this is why I always say it is very important to understand that it is about how the coach gets the team to play. If you can get the team to play in a certain way, when you see their intentions, when you know what they're trying to do, that is a coach doing their job. Like, look at how Al-Sadd, he is a great communicator. He has been showing them exactly what their roles is. Like, Al-Sadd has been looking more like Barcelona than Barcelona has been looking like Barcelona in the past 5 years. And so can you imagine if Xavi Hernandez tried to implement those ideas towards the youngsters within Barcelona that have been training all their lives to get into this position? And this is also why I do say that when it comes to Xavi as a young coach, as a supposedly inexperienced coach, he is in a very unique situation because not every coach is going to be having that blessing of having so many youngsters that have been training all their lives to play in one way, in a way where Xavi Hernandez likes to teach his football. That is why I do say that this case is very different. That is why I do say that this situation that Xavi is in, it is a very unique and different situation, and there is that possibility that Xavi could do very well within his first season. Again, could we see this Barcelona squad become very dominant and win every trophy that does come in their way? No, I'm not saying that. There is that possibility, but I'm not saying that that is going to be the only way we're going to be going. No, I think that Barcelona will be a team that finally knows exactly how they want to approach many different teams on the field, and that is basically it. The moment you do have that, that is going to be the moment where you have your foundation. Like, why do you think Ajax gets respected so much? That is because they play well. Like, did many of us say that Ajax played very bad against Tottenham in that Champions League semifinal? No, many of us did not say that. Many of us were saying, wow, Ajax actually competed very well against Tottenham. They played very well, but unfortunately they lost. But does that mean that they're a bad team? No, they played very well. They are a team that gets highly respected in world football, and that's basically it. That is where Barcelona should be at, is to always compete and to compete well. But winning trophies, winning the treble, that's going to be for a whole other different conversation. Now let's move on towards the words of Joan Laporta, because Joan Laporta also had something to say about Xavi Hernandes, and this is what he said, and I quote, "As a coach, I think Xavi is in the process of growth, and I have very good references from people who know him very closely. We have spoken often for 2 months and have a good relationship. I know his opinion of the team and what must be done." So look, Joan Laporta has basically confirmed that they have had discussions, and not just normal discussions, but they have talked about how Xavi wants to be this team prepared in this certain way. And when I mean by prepared, I mean Xavi Hernandez and Joan Laporta have talked about the transfers, right? For example, we have heard reports about Xavi Hernandez being interested in a player like Koeman from Bayern Munich, or being interested in a player like Koundé from Sevilla. They probably even had conversations about what players to maintain. For example, maybe Ansu Fati, maybe Dembele, who he does want in his starting 11. And then maybe they have talked about the players that they want to let go of in this coming summer of 2022 or in January 2022. So for example, could it be Jordi Piqué? Could it be Sergio Roberto? Could it be Busquets? Could it be Jordi Alba? Because again, Joan Laporta did say this: I know his opinion of the team and what must be done. And let me tell you guys, when it comes to letting go of certain players within this squad, I would not be surprised for Joan Laporta to actually make this happen. Like, let me tell you, Joan Laporta will make this happen. He will go for it, no matter how weird it might seem. Because the fact that Joan Laporta has let go of Lionel Messi and Antoine Griezmann, just letting go of important players or long-term players just doesn't bother anyone anymore, because we have experienced already the worst. If Joan Laporta can let go of Messi, who has been here for 20 to 25 years with Barcelona, he can let go of the other players, the veterans, the so-called deadwoods, because Joan Laporta knows that in the long term, it's going to be paying dividends. Joan Laporta has shown that he is more than willing to make these sacrifices that he may get backlash on, but he knows that he'll be doing it for the good of this club in the long term. And then lastly, I want to talk about the most surprising statement coming from Joan Laporta, and that is going to be regarding of Ronald Koeman. And this is what he said, and I quote, "Do I believe the decision of dismissing Koeman was late? Yes, I do think so. I should have decided before. We thought he needed a margin of confidence and motivate the coach and players. I take responsibility for not having done it before." And so the fact that Joan Laporta has shown that he has been transparent within this press conference to say that I have made a mistake, to say that I should have done the correct move, that is a great thing to hear, because he is showing that he is being self-accountable. The fact that the president of a certain club is showing that he's being self-accountable, the fact that he is showing that he also does make mistakes, that is a great thing to see. He is leading as an example. There is nothing wrong with what Joan Laporta is doing. As long as you admit to what you did before and the mistakes that you have done within the football club, many are going to be forgiving you because you are being transparent. And so look, Koeman should have been sacked after the match against Bayern Munich. He should have been sacked after the match against Granada or Benfica. There has been so many chances. And you know what's so funny about this whole thing is that there has also been another report that has stated that Jordi Cruyff was actually backing Koeman to stay at this club. Like, he wanted Koeman to continue even after the loss against Rayo Vallecano, which ended in a 1-0 loss. And that's weird, right? To hear that Jordi Cruyff was backing Koeman, that Joan Laporta said that no, we can't do this. Koeman is not bringing the results. We need to start winning. We need to be a competitive team. It's like, could there be some sort of mistrust between Jordi Cruyff and Joan Laporta? And so the fact that Joan Laporta is leading by example, the fact that he has admitted towards his mistakes, again, that is a great thing to hear. This is not a moment where many of us should be saying, ha, I told you so. I told you we were right. No, that's something that would be considered as immature. We have to look at this as Laporta being the bigger man and accepting his mistakes, and that is great. This should also be a moment where we could learn from, right? Because we should no longer accept to see average results and not overextend a coach's stay at Barcelona, because it is okay for you to play well and lose, but the moment that you are not playing well and you also lose, that is when you do have to make your decisions. Because with Koeman, we were not playing well and we were also losing, and that is why we had to make that decision. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona pre-match preview and daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.